Oh, where you watch? Look where you watch. Know where you watch. Choose the right thing to watch. And this enough to watch. Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gag on Facebook and YouTube. And that enough to watch. The movie star fly take off from Palpatine TV said that. Boom!
A big sound, a play a big tune.
We believe that these things are intended to intimidate and gaps through the legislation and or regulation. And I believe that the point was well made by the abuse that we saw during this election. Those are the points I will make at this time.
Thank you, MP Hilton. No, so in relation to I know one of the media houses carried an article saying that we were going for a magisterial recount in 2 constituencies. I'm not sure where they got that report from, because we did not give that information to the media. We know that on the night of election, you have a preliminary count, and in the days after, you have the final count, which we waited on, so we could get what is the official result from the EOJ. And after looking at that, we realized that there were 3 constituencies: Central Kingston, East Central St. Catherine, and Northern Trelawney, where the number of rejected ballots were more than the margin of victory. However, when we consulted with the teams that were present for the final count, we were reliably advised by them that of the rejected ballots, they are split roughly evenly between the 2 main political parties, and therefore you would not get any material change in the result in the constituencies. And as a result of that, we took a decision not to pursue any magisterial recount. So that is the official position of the People's National Party. We do have some other concerns of acts of intimidation, aggression, and vandalism that would have taken place since the elections have been concluded, and specifically in South St. James, the Anchovy Division, persons have been making threats about removing the water pumps, and I think they even made reference to using dynamite and other things like that to destroy the infrastructure. We've seen videos as well and heard voice notes of persons in Eastern Portland that would have made comments that resources would be limited to the newly elected Member of Parliament, Isaac Buchanan. We have seen as well in Southeast St. Mary, where there's been vandalism of a community center and the removal of certain infrastructure in that area. And probably the most concerning of them all is in South Trelawney, where a team from the Labour Party, led by persons in leadership, went to the house, the accommodation of our candidate, Paul Patmore, to threaten him. We believe that these things are intended to intimidate and weaken the democratic process within the country. And we are calling on the members of the Labour Party, the leadership, to rein in their supporters and for them to understand that we do believe in a democratic process and we have to accept the outcome. Similarly to how we have accepted the result at the national level, it can't be that they accept it at the national level, but at the constituency level, they are reluctant to accept that Isaac Buchanan did defeat Anne-Marie Vaz in a free and fair election that took place in East Portland, and that as the duly elected representative, he should be accorded with all the respect and the authority that should be conveyed on such a office. We also want to encourage our candidates across the length and breadth of the country to remove the paraphernalia that was put up during the time of campaigning. And some of our candidates will not have much to do because their opponents already removed them before the elections. But for those that still have up some material, we're going to ask them, use this opportunity to ask them to remove those paraphernalia from the different constituencies. And I know that the municipal corporations will be playing a role in ensuring that we can
threatening to
return
talk how them attack. Them not really
to normalcy.
come out hard.
The
It's like them that
the matter
Friday.
surrounding West Central St. Angel is a matter,
I
as was said
can't
by the
really
leader of
date
the
and can't
party,
believe.
that
No,
the
sir.
legal team that has been engaged by our candidate is putting together their documents, and for
Boy, oh boy.
further information on that,
Man,
they
them
will
throwing the
speak at a
towel.
later date.
They not come
And
out
so we'll
wheeling.
leave it at that,
Them
and I'll
nah
now open the
contest,
floor
no
to
seed,
get
no
any
recount, nothing at
questions
all.
that may exist.
Me
Who's monitoring
bumble.
this?
Yeah, sorry, better no never come out. This
Is
are
it Nationwide or
fucking
Riva? What is
foolishness.
the appropriate name?
Foolishness that Mr. Andrew Wallace go away. Them now in trick on again.
Siobhan Campbell, still Nationwide News.
This is a joke.
My question is to Mr. Golding. Based on the concerns raised, are you casting doubt on the legitimacy of the outcome of the 2025 general elections? And are you concerned that such doubts would raise speculation of Jamaican people and cast a shadow
Yeah, right.
on Jamaica's
Give the
electoral
people them some
process?
edge, you know, if you come talk fuckery. Eh?
I'm concerned
The man
about
don't come out flying until
the-
well, the election wasn't fair.
widespread
And them have
reports that
the
we have
evidence out
received
there. And come out and
of
talk like this so
voter
soft.
suppression strategies that were
Everybody,
employed,
boy,
in particular,
yeah, man, this is like the man at the rest. To
to
talk like
dissuade
that.
our
You know, like when
supporters,
somebody have a gun at your
and in
head,
some instances our
and you're going to
workers,
start that way, you
from
can't lick out against election.
voting, and in case of workers,
So
from
them
turning
can't do
up
that.
in some instances
That's why you have to read Trump.
for the elections. I'm not seeking to,
Foolishness, man.
in any way,
We don't go blood clot,
suggest that we are
busy about yo.
not accepting that the government that has been
Them not have
elected
no
will be
fire in
duly
them wire.
constituted. I don't
No
want to
matter
go
about
down
blood
that
and fire.
road. I don't think that's
Comrade.
a wise
Wait,
road
blood and fire in
for
this.
Jamaica. But I also think it's
Foolishness.
important that we don't sweep things under the carpet, which have become, and
All
which
them things
were
are
in
pure
this election, a
foolishness.
significant factor at play. And the use of financial resources to suppress votes,
Well, I'm going to do it over and
based
over
on what
again.
we have
And I'm
heard,
going to get over
these are
it.
now
I will not come
indirect
fix nothing.
reports. That's why we're going to go through a process of going
Go
into
through
the
a
field
process.
to hear from people directly what they experienced and what they saw.
That gone
But
already,
based
a
on
lot
the
of
reports that we've
foolishness.
received, this is
The
a
people
matter
them buy out
which
election, thief
really needs to
election,
be
and see that
confronted
come
by
out
Jamaican
soft.
democracy.
And
And certainly by our party
I don't
going
agree with
forward
it.
as to how we can try to respond to these types of
And I'm
tactics,
going to do it over and
which have
over again.
become
Because now them
a
get away with
central
it and they
part
say,
of
oh, no,
how our
really
opponent operates
soft on the
in trying
whole
to secure
matter.
power for themselves.
Man, I
Let
look
me
nervous
just
as well.
comment a little more on what the party just said, which is that in
Man, they look
Guyana,
nervous. They don't come
recently
out of
there was a
firing
general
like it was
election in
Andrew
Guyana
Holness side.
on
And that
September
happened.
1,
A
and
peer
we're all
charade
aware
in the dependent the stage
of coming
in his
out of
press
that
conference.
election.
Can I come out and
The
say
EU
bluntly,
delegation, the European Union delegation,
it's a fraud
has
election.
issued
It's a
a
diselection.
report. And
And the man,
when I
boy,
read
oh
the
boy,
report,
oh boy. This
a
come like
lot
a
of what
real foolishness
they
to me.
commented on and expressed concern about were
The man
actually
was
at
a
play,
Jamaica so soft.
certainly
The man
complained of
reaches so far
widely in
and
the
thrown the
Jamaican
towel
situation.
completely.
And that
So
tells
them
you
let
that
JLP up at the hook
there are the
again.
question of
So
the
now,
democratic process being
that's what I'm saying
legitimized
away. I don't know what
is
going on. I
also
don't
a
know if it's
question of
politics or
the
politics.
various activities
I don't
and
know
the
if it's a sham.
concerns and the issues that are raised that will affect the quality of the
The man them
democracy.
come out and talk
And
like
I
a
think
baby.
that's a lot of the concerns that are being
When them have
raised
all,
here and
when
need to
all
be
the evidence
perceived
is out there,
is around not just
they don't want to
the
deal with it.
specific
So what's
legal
going on?
aspects, but about some of the concerns
I
and
never look for
gaps
this.
that may have opened up
I look for a
in our
firing
electoral
press
system that needs
conference.
to be addressed.
From day one, I said that, you say anything me say.
Morning, Desmond Richards here, Rebel Radio. Mr.
Yo.
President, have you identified reasons why the party lost? And secondly, what are your concerns about the low voter turnout? And I would like to hear if the party has plans to encourage voters to hold their votes.
Boy, oh boy.
I would say
this
that
is...
there's something perplexing
Not look good at all.
about the voter turnout statistics, based on the fact that during the campaign, right through to the end of the campaign, the energy and enthusiasm on the ground was palpable, significant, and suggested that there would have been a stronger turnout. As indeed, the polls, right up to the last poll, which was published on the Sunday before the election, indicated that, based on the expressions of persons polled, they were expecting a significantly higher turnout. What happened on the day needs to be examined carefully. I think it was a combination of factors at play. I think that there were persons who didn't vote because the lines were long and slow, often in the hot sun, sometimes in the rain, and they got fed up and left. I think that the financial inducements of which I speak or have spoken were a major factor as well in dissuading some.
All that now. I don't understand that, Even though address the me don't know. When Andrew Holness come, call the police, them lock down the polling station, all them things in the address. So what them come out and I say? That's what I say, I want to ask the question, is this really true politics or politics? Look like PMP comfortable to where them is. When somebody is a partisan, them work together, but them want to do something, to talk, to make the voters them feel good. But me, feel good in this. Me say a foolishness. Because this better never keep it. Because you come out, sir, on a nervous, on voice tone is low. There's no aggressiveness in it. There's no boldness in it. On not address the things them with the Bobby Montague, where police are running with the box them. Why you not talk about them things there? And everybody see it and we are talking about it. We not let down yourself and not let down we now, because I be pissed off. Because I understand this. This is something want to come out, embarrassing yourself more. Because I'm going to take it now. Because Andrew Holness, them and the Labour Party, them laughing now. Them laughing. And to me, better will never have this press conference. Because there's nothing I not seen in it. Nothing at all. I want to give up. I want to really, want to work with the party. I don't understand. With the opposite party. To win. When they're supposed to have beat them. And drill the whole them. Talk up the things them. But the big thing I'm missing now, when they go contest now, recount. That means I not give in. If I couldn't work, I don't understand.
From voting.
I don't understand it.
In terms of why we didn't win the election, we lost it narrowly. If we had 4 more seats, we would form government today.
So you see, that's what I'm saying to people. You see, that's why if I don't like Trump, for nothing more, we like the boldness and the resilience where them people have when it come to them thing there. All when them lose election, they must have them teeth it. And now, this evidence is there for all who are going, buying a vote, or buying vote, is against the law. If you do that in England, you're going to prison. You can't escape once you have the evidence. But they make it be the norm of Jamaica. And the PMP quiet on it too. They don't talk about that. They're supposed to say, well then look, buying a vote is illegal. But them in a, yeah, I don't know. Yo.
And when we look at the seats that we have in mind, we lost all of those by less than 500 votes. And in all of those, some of the issues which I raised were prominent factors at play. Obviously, I don't want to prejudge what the appraisal committee will say based on their investigation. But as I said, the low voter turnout is a bit of a mystery as to how that, why that transpired, given what we know and what we saw and what we felt during the campaign. I would say one other thing, which is that the voters list itself has
PMP
not
too
been
nice.
cleansed comprehensively for
They're too
over a
nice.
decade.
Nice is
I can't even
can't
remember when the last
deal with politics.
proper
I win
re-verification.
election.
Early 2000s. So it's probably 2 decades now since that was done. And given the nature of our population, how people move around, move to other parts of Jamaica to seek work, and that sort of thing, and the people who die, and there's no automatic removal of voters on there. The number on the voters list from which the
But that a foolish to your talk now. You shouldn't really deal with that before. Election come and gone. The people them fraud the election in a lot of different way. And you come now, call a press conference as the opposition, and you're not addressing nothing. You're talking like so well and boy. Somebody have a gun on your head, and have a talk and toe the line, and you can't talk about certain things. As that me feel from this, Because me I look for a press conference, just like how no campaign hard in the election with some big mouth, big voice. I really raise the people them confident, like me, myself here. And now there's something wrong. One of the worst thing. Even Diane Jackson Miller, I leak out, and she never, but she really come out and talk about if somebody in a line is supposed to allow to vote. And she said, well, then that cannot allow to go away like that. I talk about that. And she is not free on the side. She's mostly compromised for the GLP. But she come out and tell the truth and said that cannot allow to go like that. And not, I want to come out and even talk about that, brother. Even Diane Jackson Miller, she has said, well, then, boy, that cannot work, it cannot happen, and I'm have to look into it. And that was a strong point when she has said them things there. And when you come out now, I'll not say nothing about. When the people are in the line, and they never love the board. I want to talk about that, brother. When you know Rastler, do not recount. When you know talk about what happened to St. Mary. When you know talk what happened to Montego Bay. In a Malibu constituency. Look much things. Yo, let me tell you something, brother. No. Me I wait for this press conference, And not just me alone. Everybody was waiting to hear something. The man come out and like them congratulate Labour Party them. Like them congratulate Labour Party. And that them do. They don't come out with no blows, no punch, nothing at all. Not even a little punchline. Everybody just attack quiet. Can't believe a date and can't believe. Everybody just like them scared. Like a gun that they made. And if you toe the line. Like somebody said, look, we can't come out and come talk about recount, and talk about stole election, Nothing from that when I hear from them people. People don't have to look into themselves, and say if this is politics are really fucking politics. Because I understand this make them look like more softer. Yeah, man. Remember, me come out and say other day, oh, the PMP, them so soft and quiet. So you see it? When I was looking out, I was right. Because I say, oh, Mark Golden come out so fast and condole the blood lad, Andrew Wallace, and talk about the people spokes. When the people speaks. Well, speaky or spokey, I don't give a shit. But that the man come say, and me never see that right. And me I say, boy, me never like it. The man never thought nothing. The man just come concede and blah, blah, thing like that. And all now, Andrew Holness not said nothing on it. The winning. Somebody win. And him not say nothing. As the Prime Minister. I never see that. From the day I born. I made the on earth long enough. And me the politics fanatic. I watch politics across the road. And me have ideas. I want to say what's going on. I want to know show no blow, brother. I want to come out and attack so soft. Like I'm afraid for them. So them over there say no, I laugh. And I know say damn well the election thief stolen something not right. Something don't right. As Ninja Man say, something not don't right. Something not look right. Something don't look right. Period. All right.
Percentage turnout is derived is a questionable number. And so the voter turnout statistic itself is necessarily understated. The degree of understatement is what we don't know.
And if I may add to that, the People's National Party polled an additional 97,000 votes over the 2020 elections. The Jamaica Labour Party polled 5,000 more over that time. And as has been said, if you look at some of our areas, there was significant suppression that took place in some of our areas by person inducing individuals in there not to go to vote. And with the long lines that were present at the polling station, there is a question for the ECJ to answer. Because if we had a turnout of only 39% and we had such long lines with such delays, one shudder to think what would have happened if the turnout had been 50%. Because significant delays took place on the day. I was on the phone from early with the director trying to resolve some of the issues. And you did have persons in those lines that turned away. So we lost 4.
You know when we see funny as well. That's why I say something not right. Why Mr. Buchanan never in the press conference? Because him run against Andrew Holness. Them see we go on, and the man come out and talk. And them now have him in the press conference. Something not right, people. Me I tell you that, But then this too long to know so well. Sometimes we have good politics, and sometimes we have politics. Politics and politics, two different things completely. Yeah, man. And this to me look like politics. Politics, not politics. This look like politics. Politics with some tricks. Tricks and trade. Trickle. Yeah, man. Something the right people. We feel more cut up right now. It better than never have no press conference. Because the election run so long now. Them run out, concede the election. Big up Andrew Holness, him win. When them know say it's a fraudulent election. And then when I tell him say, well then Jamaican people speaks. So that from the some say was a cool thing for me. Me never like that. And that's why I come out firing and I say, look, all them people so quiet. All them so people quiet. And not just me alone, A lot of people attack. Bloggers attack. People are calling and that's the same thing. People are angry as well. So I must say that them here. They must give up, brother. They must give up. Don't give up. Them give up. Now they make themselves look bad. To be truthful, in my eyes, and me alone I think that way there. Just like how me I see it, other people I see it. Them look at, I was looking for a press conference where the man them gonna come out firing. And them are gonna really want some recount. Andrew Holness seat, all them things there. So the man who run against Andrew Holness, they don't even have him. in a press conference, and he's supposed to be one of the main man. So they don't want to take out on Holness. I don't understand what PMP are behaving. I don't understand that blood. Yo, I don't understand. You have to just talk it, how me see it, and that's all it is. Mr. PMP, yeah? Mr. PMP, true PMP. And I thought that, not now me I thought that I'm where my thing there, as a manly heights, right? So look at Dayton Campbell, look nervous, right? Look nervous. He don't look like the same Dayton Campbell where he was campaigning other day. Yeah, man. That's him nationwide Cliff Hughes. Same want a box on him out because him too loud. And that Cliff Hughes say, I don't mean say so. And that him say, life and year. If somebody can box him on him mouth because him mouth too loud. So like him mouth loud. And look how the man so quiet, And I talk about them now take no further action. Fuckery, man. Fuckery. Yeah. Yo. Me don't understand. Me say me carry this press conference there, and me do a thumbnail feed because so me busy and then time catch up on me. Some of us put it live and then put a thumbnail. Me use a whole thumbnail. But then again, might as well because pay fuck this.
Constituencies by less than 500 votes. Each of those constituencies have over 100 polling stations. It's just 5 persons in each of those that got frustrated and left that would have made that difference. And so it is a significant thing, and I think we have to resolve how we do this thing. I was third in line at my polling station and didn't vote until I was there before 7.
But you might not get no chance to resolve nothing. You can't have a resolve. Andrew Wallace, now, if you have the go and I go on and I get him way like this, we might never see back another election. And there's something that go on right now, Andrew Wallace got bully them way through with the needs, right? With the needs, them gonna bully them way through with the needs and the constitution. And once that done, on the finish, PMP finish. And that's how me see it. Because if them get them 2 things there, there's nothing from stopping them. 5 years, brother. 5 years and let something really happen along the road. But all no talk, seem like it a go happen. Seem like we're gonna tour a line and just tour a line, a certain line. I don't know what kind of line we're gonna tour. A tour. Me not know. But on that talk right just now, there's no way. There's no way. Because I want to let Andrew and the JLP off the hook again. But a long time it's not gaze, A long time it's PMP are gaze, That's how we talk about in an argument like this. We have to talk about the politics thing too. Because number one, we should never in a parliament sitting with about 7 teeth. We can't know is who. We should never sit with them. And things will never reach as far. But when sit there with them and make them have all who go on, Me not like this. Me not like this. Because this don't make no sense, brother. It make me feel more upset. It better will never come say nothing. Because when just come now and I confirm so the people them win. And all I go back and I talk about now is what happen. I know supposed to happen again. When it happen, I fucking ready. We should not discuss that now and I debate that. When I talk about we fix it down the line. Down the line. Down the line. One of the one blood clot GLP. Where somebody come say something, say and for a hot topic, Where somebody say something for a hot topic, and this brother say something, and I even hot topic, I say, well then, no, that's a foolishness. PMP now sell out Jamaica. PMP now sell out Jamaica, rate. Because what the guy say, Bill Gates and a lot of money, right, pay up to go a certain way. And PMP get money too. And hot topic, I say, well then, no, not like that. I mean, when we look on it as well, me I say, me not think so. Neither. But looking at how Mark Golden come out and concede so easy, when all the evidence is there, and look like them no want to hear nothing. The big thing again, Buchanan will beat Andrew Holness and them thief the vote, and the man break down the numbers and all them things that me say, well then, them can say I clearly breach this. And you want to tell me, say, Buchanan at the other conference, say, him supposed to be a big part of it. Because the man serious and want take it to court, talk to him lie and things like that. But only now back him, because he's supposed to be there. He's supposed to be there. Remember, it's this politics, and things can start to chip off and crack, and people find out what's going on, because how me see it. I mean, I talk as a PMP, but me now corrupt myself and take up the fuckery. No, man. That means I'm going to be a true PMP then. I'm going to love PMP then. I'm going to love fuckery. So anything them do and go with, me agree with them. It don't work like that. Because I mean, I see one I do. One should never come out and do this press conference if I that when I come with. Because nothing I say that makes sense right now. To a lot of people, PMP voters, I tell you that. And I know me alone I thought that. No me alone I thought that,
Vote until about 10 minutes to 8 before I completed the exercise. That's just not acceptable in my opinion. So there was a decision that was taken that persons that showed up without ID should have been placed in a separate line, and that you should have started the process from outside with an additional agent. That did not obtain in all.
So it's what I try to say. There's so much evidence them have. So all them things that we put together, and do the recount and take the whole breaches, them go to court, They must win some. I never lose. So why don't I want to take it to court now? Something so important like this. Where people come out and put in the energy, the strength for I only want to take it to court. I don't have the evidence. So all the way you talk this now. When you put them together, something right. Here again.
Constituencies. And so you had, in some cases, what appeared to be a deliberate attempt for persons to turn up without the IDs to deliberately slow down the process. And so there is a need for a proper review of the process.
So for us, you see what I'm trying to say, people? Them stay away so long to get things together. No, them should not say, well then, them should say something else. And should just say, well then, that's why we are taking action to get these matters sought out in the court and recount. Nothing like that, people. Nothing like that. So, at that me I say, I decimate thing there. Right? Fear nervousness, me say I go on. Yeah, man, I appear nervousness, me say I go on. Nervous talk, nervous looking. This is, you said was Andrew Holness. He would be firing. Tell me if I lie, me I tell people. You tell me now. If it was Donald Trump, oh, they better talk about him. And him a older man more than you, Dayton Campbell, and things like that. Andrew would dep on top of him Rastler advice. Because remember, you know, Andrew Wallace him now sit in a parliament with Richard Azan, you know, when the man ever do nothing like what them people do. Right? And uno now, like, uno just bow down to them people and not come out to come fire one shot where sound good. Not one. Peer, like, you know, sorry for a thing like that. And attack will happen. But then I try to say, well, you know, take action. Why, me lose bad, you know. I lose bad. And you can see the type of face where Dayton Campbell have, you know. Something no right, brother. Not the Dayton Campbell and the PMP party where we say a campaign another day. And I put in the work. And then reach this stage. Any other government, because things happen like that already. And election get overturned. Because when the court speak, I see it have to run back. Something have to happen. And something would happen if them people are taking it serious. So that's why I say again, beware of politics. Something not right. Something not right. And you know, I remember, you know, I talk about with Portia Simpson, PJ Patterson, would never have this. When you say a brawling election strolling like this, right before your eyes, in a broad daylight. It's like a daylight robbery. Yeah, man, this is called election daylight robbery. And the PMP, remember, you know, the PMP make all this thing a reach where it is, you know, by contesting the 2020 election, you know. And them, you know, and them still, yo, me tell you something, you know. You see,
To ensure
it's
that
like
the
a
elections are indeed free
farmer,
and
me don't
fair
know.
and that people can express their rights.
And I'll just add that if you anticipated a larger turnout, which the poll suggested we may have had, then the planning, it seems to me, was inadequate. The planning by the EOJ must
This is
have
a
been
party look like it
inadequate
really get
because in the
battered.
event, only 39% or so turned up, and we
When you come and do a recap, that's what you call a press conference for, to do a recap of what happened in an election. So what the sense in that? And that one for knowing the people. Why them call this kind of make no sense. Call them come and doing a recap of what happened on the ground, but them not talking about the big things them were happen, the ballot box them were missing. And look what the man talk, Mr. Buchanan, were happen in Olympic. And the man is not even there. The man is not even there. If you're gonna do a press conference, because people are waiting for this, you know, brother. People are waiting for it. And what you come with? What you come with? Empty shell. Nothing there. So I don't want to call it in the first place. It's a waste of time, waste of space, foolishness. Yeah. You just made the JLP them a laugh, and now them are gonna rejoice. So when you can't talk, it don't make sense when you come talk about that when you're in a parliament, you know, and a true word after one another, you know. When it makes sense to come talk about it again, you know. When if you just stop talking about that, because as far as me see, when you check say well in the election win, fair and square, and look everything out there, in the public eye, if people can see what go on. Even Dean Jackson Miller, I said something. I will not say nothing about that. I will not say nothing about that. Even Dean Jackson Miller, I said, well, then, if people in the line, right? If people in the line, they have to be allowed to vote. And that is the law. And that never happened. So how do not talk about that? How do not talk about that? That's why I'm looking at things differently, I think out of the box. Because when my common sense I show me things, say something right. What PMP up to, I don't know. Even McGregor seat. When should do a recount. Because with a lot of unregulated rascal thing happen there. Something right, man. Something right. Something right. And if me alone see something right, then, well, then I must rate myself and say, well, you know what? Me a wise man, Yeah, man.
That's
Well, voted, not turned out.
Well, voted.
Yeah.
Actually voted. And we had such problem. So
Everybody look nervous.
Vote turn. So I think
Mark
the
Gordon
planning
look nervous.
has to be questioned, and perhaps an
Yo,
audit
yo,
is
yo,
appropriate
yo.
at this time as well.
Team are at
It's not a
CBN
press
TV.
conference.
We've
The man
seen
look like
at
a
rallies there
yo.
are crowds and a lot of support.
I'm not tired this now. The man them look like a frightened Friday. Believe you me. They look like a minister where have a press conference where them a debate something that's gone wrong and out there and come firing, come with a boldness and really when them talk they know say well then yeah. So people have something to go away with. So well then yeah. Recount if you go on. Why do they not want to do that? Why do they not want to do that? Do somebody, there's something, I don't know, because the GLP party, I want serious party, You know, the man that talk like them get threatened. That's how me see it, Only when somebody in a DRS them talk them bomb whole thing there, like that. When it's a fucking opposition party, I want to talk so soft, brother. Kiss me rotted, no, sir. Kiss me granny neck back. No, sir. Jamaica, I'm going to go through for the next 5 years. You just look at that. 5 years, And then Andrew Leslie can get to look at PMP party. So we have to go back and what the brother they say, we have to take it more serious. So people, Bill Gates money fly all about and people don't give a shit where the fucking country I go. So they're going to play a game, play a gentleman's game, go and let them a try. We see them people, it's like a horse, say you a race horse, you have a trainer put a horse in a race. And him look good. People start to back him. Money start to come for him. And you know what? When the race start, that horse might could win the race, But he's just not trying. Just not trying. And that's how me I read that thing here.
Board. Even with the big gains, how do you plan to keep the base energized after the back-to-back defeats, Mr. President, PNP President?
Well, after a campaign
Nobody don't want to answer the question,
there's a process of reflection.
It's like 3 lame duck.
There's a process of analysis. There's a process
And
of
that's true, me at all.
reconnection
Yeah.
with our base and our supporters. And there's also, I think there are some reforms internally that we need to pursue as well to strengthen our overall organization.
Okay, go on.
So the way in which we plan to handle the matter would be through a period of careful analysis of what took place, and a recognition of where there are weaknesses that need to be strengthened, and the deliberate pursuit of changes that will strengthen those weaknesses.
The man them
So,
can't talk, you know.
one doesn't energize the base
You let them get a shock.
from the start of a 5-year term of government. Energizing the base comes from the kind of process involved in campaigning. But what we need to ensure is that we stay in touch with our base, that we strengthen our constituents in divisional organizations, so that when the time comes, we're able to deliver an effective result. And we are starting now from a much stronger position than we have enjoyed over the previous 5 years. With us 14 in Parliament before, it was much more difficult. Only 14 MPs out of 63 were PNP MPs. Only 14 out of 63 PNP MPs got state resources through the Constituency Development Fund to help to do the work that they have to do. So it's moving from a very limited base in Parliament is difficult, and it required extraordinary effort to take us where we are now. With 28 seats to their 35, I mean, the situation is much more balanced, and that will enable us to build on that to be even more effective next time around.
But they're not serious of fucking winning, man. Seriously, what fucking winning? They're not serious. You see me, I taught them things a long time, you know. And people, because people are really, well, they get people hear me, but in at the end of the day, they can draw back to video what me see and what me say already. Because, you know how long me I taught that? And me never hear none of the big bloggers them, they call themselves big bloggers out there a long time, talk about that, you know. Because it's like them diet, they don't talk the truth or whatever. Because look from me, I said this. Look what video me talk about. Most of the video me talk, me always bring back this argument. Andrew won the Stevie 3 election, you know, from 16, 20, and a 1 year. But what me I try to say, and you see, this argument have come up all the while. By just looking at this press conference and say the people are nervous and don't serious and the talks are soft. So something I got, me don't know. If PNP never contest that 2020 election, now them only have power. Them only have to have this press conference. They sit and wait, make Andrew Holness alone, and them want to run themselves in a wreck. They couldn't never, PNP no win by a landslide. And they never have to even campaign so hard like what them do other day. Right? That are the facts. Right? They wouldn't even have a campaign so hard. But them contest the election and drop the ball, you know. Andrew Holness have the plan for them. Because remember, them party they divided, you know. And that's why Andrew Holness call the election. And them take the bait. So if them never take the bait, Wednesday gone election, last Wednesday, and them money in power now by a landslide, you know, wipe out JLP, wipe them out. No matter how much money they come with, people, no matter how much couldn't save them. They couldn't do nothing to win. But because PNP let them off of the hook. Remember, you know, it's still happened already before 1983, when Siago called the election, and Michael Manley say, him now contest it. And PNP go and go rule. And just allow them. The next election, I think it's 89. Manly wiped them out. Landslide, one of the biggest landslide. And the same thing come around again. And them never take that opportunity. Them take the bait, contest the election in a COVID when them should never do it. So that's slack thing them go on with. GLP want to call the election in a COVID. Make them alone go out there. Them people alone go out there. And have a better integrity both So no couldn't lose the election we go another day, brother. And look on our face now. Look on our face. Sad. Everybody's sad. You can't see that. Because I was thinking it was coming out to really say we're not gonna do this, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna lose a case against the GLP. So why now, at this moment in time, when it's so important to Jamaican people and the world, when these thieving crook come and trick on again, I want to see the evidence in our eye. I want to come attack, I want to raise nothing but nothing. I'll now want to say the fraud election. I'll now don't say that, Yo, me tell you something, me no know. I'll know the man them not say nothing. All them do, them a review what happened on the ground. Where the fuck that I go? Something not right again. Me go keep on say that. Yeah.
Views?
Go
I
keep
believe,
on say that.
certainly speaking from my own constituents and from talking to others out of yesterday's meeting,
Something
that
not
process
right.
of engagement will be helpful because a lot of the concern and the sense of rejection that is there comes from some of these things complained of. And I think once you're on the ground investigating, giving people an opportunity to speak and to vent some of that frustration, I think that would be
So
part
what
of
are
the
they gonna do?
process
What are they gonna
of healing and engagement with them. Part of the process of healing and engagement.
Yo,
So I think that process will be ongoing.
what the fuck that I gonna do?
Indulge me a couple of questions. One, given what you have described as acts of voter suppression, can you indicate
All that don't talk
whether or
about.
not the PNP has made a formal complaint about electoral fraud or irregularities
They not do it.
to any state organ? And if so, in what constituencies? That's one. Two, can
Yeah,
you
what be
indicate,
you
sir, what is the projected spend for the People's National Party during this election campaign? Can you say also how was it funded and what percentage is corporate donation? And then finally, personally, Mr. Golding, is this disappointing for you? And if so, how disappointing?
So your first question was whether a formal complaint has been made to any state organ in respect to the voter suppression of which we speak. The answer to that is no. We are, as I've said, going into
Aye. So you see it? So you see when I talk sometime. You see when I try to show you, So everything me I talk here, so, and I'm a joke these days. And I'm my party, but me have to tell the truth. Not one complaint to make. So you tell me now. You tell me now. This is not politics. This is not politics. Imagine, look on the amount of this fucking shit function what we see out there and what them hear. Dep on video. And them no report nothing. Big up yourself, journalists. That's a good question you ask. They never want a question there, Yeah, man, put them on the spot. I care zero because I'm hurt. Lot of people feel the same way as how me feel. Because when you defend a party and you're true blue PMP and you see, well, then PMP are really gears. A gears in this. This gazing. Yo, strictly gazing. The man don't start report one irregularity. None at all. So why them come out? What this really makes sense? What this really makes sense? What this first conference make any sense? Well, it might make sense to some people. Me not saying a substance in it. Me not get nothing from it. All me get from it, them come and talk about what happened, and them not do nothing about it. And then I do nothing about it. And then the big question now, what the man asks him, the journalist, if all of these, if you report anything to the yeah, me tell you something. The man said not one. So I rest my case. That's all. I know say well then when me I go down a road and watch a thing what go on, I know something not right. I keep saying that. I know something don't right. And it's no joke. Something not right. Yeah.
Field to do a survey so that we can get more tangible information rather than the indirect reports that we have been receiving through the reports we're receiving is really through both things like social media, but also more importantly through
They're a good evidence that. You see that look like remember you know, a social media building a party to us and una try to undermine. Because remember, you know, the main media them not gonna carry it. And una know that too. Una know that too. The main media not gonna carry it. So we have to depend on social media, just like how social media really publicize, you know. When they on social media with interview. So how you come talk about this now? That is a real thing. Social media, the media, brother. The girl who catch Bobby Montague, the police them carry the box go dash her. Pan video, and she a ball out. She not get no pay if you do that. But she just concerned. And only them take them things serious. And pile it up and make it evidence. Why do you want to take people to court? Why do you want to recount? Why do you come and look so nervous? Why do you come and look so nervous? There's nothing come out of this first conference. No substance. Want to look weak and drained. This is somebody when people throwing and wave the white flag. Because you see politics, people, not a nice thing, you know. Because it benefit them and only poor people them are going to suffer, you know. Yeah, man. So if you go fight, you have to fight like what Bob Marley say. Fight, you're the leader. You not fight for the people them. You not fight for we. You give up and attack like that. I'm going to ask you a simple question. If you report any irregularity or you see happen on the ground, not one, you know, report. So what this press conference for? I know that's that more happen, you know. Because one thing, you know, when me see the things, me go talk it. I'm not afraid to talk. Me not bias. You have to just talk the truth. What you see? Because me feel me fully hurt from other day. And now, me say, well then, we're gonna get little joy from this press conference, and hear a good little news. Something when we can take and say, well, all right, where Andrew Holness, them have to look behind them. But nothing. Now them gone free. Them go boast now. So, we don't accept the election, you know. Said fear, you know. When I really talk, so well then it's a fraud election. Like how Donald Trump would come out and say, well then, them thief election and them is a fraud election. When I say that, so what I deal with? How we are say it, everybody has said it, and so uno shame we. I go pay for it, you know. Yeah, man. You see them, because this is not make sense. It don't make no sense whatsoever. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. I'm gonna say go tell the truth, because that me I do, you know. You're gonna PMP some more. If you don't now flex the right way, come here back on all the way and things like that, and look how they come do. Right when you have a momentum to work off. You think about GLP, they wanna sit down like that and not to come talk like this. You think about GLP, just flip it the other way. They wanna come and attack like them. Yo. They not bowl and not put out the things them out there, so. If people want to hear, that's how politics go, brother. You let down the people them. And that's all me I say. You know what I mean? Because me hurt more. Halfway through this press conference, you take question now. There's nothing in it from the start. It's a bag of foolishness. Bag of foolishness to me. And me, as a PMP supporter, that me say, and that me mean. Not talk but not talk. Yeah. Foolishness this. Foolishness this. Foolishness this, brother.
My brother used to tell me, say, if you not go under ball rules, ball can't shit on you.
Bag of foolishness.
With the campaign structures that we have, but we want to go into the field and get more, a more comprehensive survey of what took place. At that point, we can decide, where we go from here. There isn't really any state agency that is mandated to address that issue. That's one of the challenges we have. So it's that is something we'll have to consider carefully as the best way to proceed, to deal with this. Some of these things may require a strengthening of the electoral law itself, the Representation of the People's Act, which, to take into account the kind of methods and tactics that are being employed in this era relative to when that law was last amended or reviewed. Other things may just require an internal response as to how we manage that kind of process going forward. So that's my answer to your first question. Your second question was about campaign finance. Yeah. I haven't seen from our treasurer yet a final report on the level of funding raised and expended. Based on my assessment of it or knowledge of it, I would say most of the funding that we raised came from donors. Some are corporate donors, some are individual donors. And I'm very sure that they were within the overall envelope allowed by the law in terms of the limits. I can tell you that because I have a sense for the numbers, but I don't have the specifics. And the third question was about yeah, it's a mixed feeling. I feel pleased that we are on the up and up, that we have managed to double the number of MPs that we have in Parliament, that we are going to have a team in Parliament now that is going to be formidable as an opposition, given the people who won. And we have an excellent team. And the fact that we got 97,000 more votes this time than we got in 2020 is also significant as an increase. Our opponents got 5,000 more votes. So it was a definite improvement in our performance. Disappointment at the same time that we weren't able to deliver that final, 5 additional, call it 4, that we needed to just have 30.
So why you don't want to talk to the people who stole the election and there's a lot of fraud now? Why the people can't then, why their mouths so close? Him a buffle and a talk about the 5 seat. Because the same seat them we are talking about, right? Manchester. You have the same one West Kingston there, McGregor. All them things that you check, The same Andrew Holness, they want them not talk nothing with sense. Them will talk nervously. And I'm talk like them get blood clot fear to keep quiet. I just some see it, It's Ash we say that, but me have say it. Because the three man them just quiet. Them not have I know what really get me mad too. Because I think Buchanan should be there. The guy who run against Andrew Holness. He should be in at the press conference. Why them push him out? Why him not there? And him have the biggest stake. The Prime Minister's seat. And that's what they dig it out, There's so much evidence, people. And the people might hide behind the fence. And that me see, PMP are hide behind the fence for some reason. They're not coming out. How they're supposed to come out. And me know, and me alone think that way there. As a, who especially a PMP supporter. Without a shadow of a damn doubt. Believe you me. Yeah, man. And I was really
to which
mad,
is the threshold for winning. That was disappointing. And when we look at the seats that we thought we would have won and didn't, we have to look carefully at why we weren't able to prevail there. I think that those were the reasons for that were more to do with factors that took place on election day itself and maybe the night before or 2 nights before, rather than the campaign as a whole. I think the campaign as a whole, we ran a pretty...
Margolin is a good campaigner, He's a very good campaigner. You pick up speed, you start off slow, and you come in the middle of it, and you do your thing. But I don't know if you cut out to be a prime minister, because all prime minister have to be ruthless and be like a rock whiler, right? You can't be soft and speaky spokey and not have that zest in you, right? You have to have that to lead and be a prime minister, brother. Because how you come right so now, it's like you just talk and say, look, leave that alone. Leave it alone there, man. Let them go on. And nobody bring up no fraud. Although the evidence is there right before the eye. When I not talk about it. When I spin the thing. I spin or no, I spin or no. When I spin the thing. It's like a spin doctor. When I turn a spin doctor. And me no know, but me feel hurt, me feel shame as a supporter. When me a rascal talk from so long, from 2020. Before that, but at the 2020 election, get me mad. Yeah. When you can't say, when you shouldn't contest the election. When you shouldn't contest the election, 2020. And would never be in a this position today. When you sailing all the way to God knows. But now, and now, when do have the strength and the courage to talk about what happened with Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness wife out there too, My police have put barrier, right? For the people them. Him come there, call police, because him can't go to the police station. Oh, you not talk about them things there? Oh, you not talk about them things there? Mr. Golden? And that me I look for see. We not talk about, Yeah.
exemplary campaign. I think it was a much more active campaign than our opponents in terms of presence on the ground and meetings and rallies and the attendance at those rallies. I think our manifesto was delivered in a reasonable time so people could digest it and was well received. I think that our performance in the election debates, where most people feel that we won each of the 3 debates, was also significant and helped us along. But, we weren't able to actually cross the line first because things went on, as I said, the very end of the process, which we were not able to respond to effectively on the day. And for that, we must all take some responsibility, including me as party president.
The man will talk one thing. Say, well, then things not go right because it's an election fraud. We go on. Clear. You don't want to talk that. If it was GLP, it would raise on top of them vice. That's the big thing when I come about them on them vice. Election fraud. Election fraud. It's a big election fraud. As Andrew Holness is not going on. This is a big election fraud. And we're not going to have none of it. Rete, lele. Yeah, man. I saw Andrew Holness, if it was the other way around. I saw them on that press conference I talk right now. Not sit down and talk about rate, what happened on the ground and all these things. And now come out with the real thing is supposed to come out. Look how much evidence out there. And you try to go around that and talk about through social media. And so the mainstream media not gonna carry one bit of it. So when I play a game, I don't know when I play still, But Shandy Dandy, or Dandy Shandy, I don't know. But this look like some school game when I play. Yeah? Because I see the nervousness pound, I'm see something right now, Not the party when me see a campaign so wickedly other day. And the people them really energized. All about. Who not energized more than the fucking JLP party. And who reach the stage. Who not get robbed. People them get robbed. And all different type of advantage them take of these people. Much people go home and vote. And you not talk about them things there. Just barely. And you're not gonna take nothing to court. You're not gonna do no recount. Have Buchanan there, the man who run against Andrew Holness, right, and was leading. And the figure where Andrew Holness come, the man break it down, and said there's not so much people in the constituency, right? So them thief and then them know what them do. And who make them get away with that, brother? Who make them get away with that? Who made that decision? What's going on? What's going on in the PMP camp? What's going on in the PMP camp? What's going on? I don't feel it. I don't like it. Sound fishy to me. If you ask me, give me honest opinion, As a PMP true supporter, right? No doubt about that. So when we see something not right, they go talk. Because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
Man, sticky stocky TV. If your finger is not sticky, subscribe. But if your finger sticky, do not subscribe.
So,
Morning, gentlemen. What positives can you take from the campaign? Excuse me.
Oh, the speakers, right?
Yes. What positives can you take from the campaign? And what are your views generally about your team, the team you put together? Okay, it's a bit disappointing to lose, obviously, But when you reflect back, um, to say 5 years ago, from where you came from there to where you are now, what positives? And secondly, what plans do you have to bolster your treasury? You're definitely a political force in this country again, and maybe perhaps the treasury angle of it will get you over the line, maybe possibly next time. But you have to have an effective treasury.
There's no next time, brother. May I tell you that right now. So this is just politics now playing and talking about this. As far as me, once them let JLP up at the hook, Andrew Holness, government, like this, and I challenge them, no way at all, then do him report no on regularity we are going in at the rascal voting scene. Then I report one. So, one not more than that, So as far as me see right now, Andrew Holness, 4th term, I'm going to take the 4th term. People, and the one thing right now can save Jamaica. And people are dead, People are dead. It's a revolution. Bob Marley talk about them things there. Marcus Garvey talk about them things there. And Jamaica is Jamaica. And people are going to get trigger and kick off because things are going to get rougher. And then the man set up him things them already around everything. Angle, a riot, or a revolution. That's why I say people are going dead. And Andrew Holness don't care. A dictator don't care. Because the man groom himself to be the 21st century dictator in the western part of the world and in the Caribbean. Trust me. So, when him say the 4th term of the day, them not ramp, It's a plan them have. Them have the security. Them have the soldier. PSOJ. Them have the media. So who can tell me, say, because them get away with this now, and the PMP may get away with it, them are going to do it the next time. So we don't have no chance, brother. It have to be a riot, a revolution, or Andrew Holness himself have to get deceased by a certain way, whether by health or whatever, or somebody take him out or whatever, because a dictator always have to watch them back, But if him is still there, it's not going to get better, brother. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. 5 years is a long time, So if them can do it, 5 years, them gonna more, 5 years time, them gonna more equipped with the Pegasus and them thing there. Them go more neater. We can't win an election runners again. Let me tell you that. When I drop the ball, I shot on yourself in our own foot. Let me tell you that. Because people are going to say what I talk about, because it's no joke. We can't say the 4th term loading for the JLP. Look what them do and stay in power. Be a face fraud election. And the PMP them attack so soft. And things say, well then, when people throwing the towel, people, and us say, well then, we're going to work with what the Labour Party are bring forward, the needs. So, if we not talk like this now, that means when the pressure reach, them going to trick, Are you gonna sign the needs? Are you gonna sign off the new constitution? And there's a right there. Everything crash. So when you fall in a trap and you can't walk out. And me that's some me see it, Me attack it. I know about politics. This is the way to go right now. The man them plan something, but the president had that upon his statutory book long time, and Andrew Holness come and take it up. And so far, him a win. So far, him a win. Reach him goal. So that's how I see the thing, That's how I see it. So far him a win. Everything and honor drop on hand. So take it as me tell the people. There's not a lot of difference gonna be. No matter how much although the 28 against what 35, you know gonna make no difference, GLP have a strategy and I'm gonna use that. And no matter believe you me, they're gonna sign off everything, man, before this 5 years are done. And Andrew Holness are gonna be the president or something. Because them set the trap and PMP hold it, because now them hold it. Because them gonna do something, challenge what go on, take them a court for all the shit where them go on with. But the man say he don't report one. Yo. The man say he don't report one. The man say he don't report one of the acts them go on. You need a encore. We get encore. Yeah, man, I have to give you encore for that. Truly, we can't do no better. Because this to me don't make no sense. All the fucking unrelegated thing we go on out there, so. On the ground. People see it. The evidence is out there. You ever don't know everything. I on the report one. Wow, I tell you, me never know say when I live to see this still, And sometimes I'm gonna cry. When I cry inside of me, when I go cry no eye water. When I cry inside of me, you cry inside. Because you can't cry inside of people, And you cry outside. When you see eye water. But a lot of people cry inside. But sometimes when you cry outside, it's better off for you. But when me cry inside, it not gonna make it really trouble me, Because I just cry and it done. And something I go carry. Because I can't stay one a day, I can't stay one a day. The man has spent a bag of money, billions, to buy out election, buy out the taparats, them police and everybody. And people up on the ground are suffer, can't find food. And only now rascal take no action. So what kind of fucking opposition is that? That's what it's there for. Our opposition. Fight for the people. When you not fight for nobody, when you allow the people them, when you allow them, make them really rig the election and walk free. So all about this, one by one, they're going to jail. That was just a little sound bite. And I give. I never mean nothing. I just joke. And now, we shouldn't really get busy and work and show the Jamaican people them. So well then, yeah, the opposition But on let we down, brother. On the let we down, on the let we down. On the let we down, bad, bad, bad. I'm a really vex. Me really screw. It really cut me up. And the facts. Yeah, man. Really cut me up. Bad, bad, bad. I never expect the man I'm gonna come out with a press conference like this and come and talk about what happened on the ground. Don't report nothing. Make a complaint or nothing. So what the fuck is this? And that me want to know, you know. I want to understand what this press conference is all about. There's nothing there when I say nothing. No substance in it. Me not understand what it's for. What is for PMP? Yo.
You're fighting a campaign in the 21st century. So what do you see going forward? How do you entice, say, the business community, other people to bolster that treasury campaign?
Yeah, in terms of positives, I think that we now have a united party. We have a team that is working together and has worked together well throughout the campaign. I think that the organization as a whole is strong. That's not to say there aren't areas that need improvement. There are. But we did significant training, for example, of our workers over the last several months. And we were really building on the success in the local government elections, February 2024, where we won the popular vote quite handsomely there. And we ended up with six municipal corporations and the city municipality of Portmore making 7, which is the same number as the JLP have, but we have one more division than they do. So there's been a kind of process over the 5 years of building an improvement, which I think was reflected in the 97,000 additional votes that we got and the 14 additional seats that we won. Now, going forward, you mentioned the Treasury. I mean, we got, I would say, good support from the donor base that we have, corporate and individual. We were able to finance our program. We didn't have the sort of additional resources for deploying in the field to do the sort of things that we were up against, and that was never part of our budget anyway. We weren't seeking to do that. That's not a strategy that we employ. But, in terms of being able to pay our media houses for the advertising that we had booked and developing that advertising and paying our party workers, for their efforts and the paraphernalia and so on that we were, we were able to hold our own. And going forward, we will just be encouraging Jamaica to understand the importance of.
Well, the man don't have no boldness towards them, I say, My goal and I rub him on and I talk when him shouldn't really come out of the box flying with a bold talk, moving him finger them around. That means, well, then him have some really gut in him. But the man come and say, well, then, him there was school board meeting among some kids. This is not no politics, this, brother. When the people them rob the election, and you talk so humble, sir, I rub your hand them, when you should not move your hand them around. Make people know you're serious. Make people can feel you. Well, anybody can feel you, good luck to you. I not feel a drop of one I say. Because it don't make no sense. I mean, I go stop say that. It don't make no sense at all. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, brother. There's no boldness in it. Because you have to have some arrogance in it too, you know. Because remember, you know, the people them thief. One thing I say, you know, you have to rate Andrew Holness because them type of thing they will have, it work for him. And most politicians, that's how them stay. Trump stay the same way. Siago have that in him. Michael Manley have that in him. Pattison have that in him. I must say, Mark Golan, you do a good job still. I'm not going to fight you down on that, but I don't think you cut out for this year, man. Because I don't know who give you or advise you. So, well, then, you're not going to do no recount. You're not going to take none to court. You don't even. What you say now? Yeah, you know, report none of the breach them to the electric commissioner who serve responsible, right? When the man asks you, you say you don't do none, not one, not one. So that's why I'm saying, you know, something not look right, and we'll keep on saying that because you talking about Golden is like not the same
Maintaining
man who is
financial balance in how they fund political parties, because you know if one party has excessive resources relative to the other.
I'm gonna tell you something, people. You see, a leader where in a press conference, especially like this, when you have election just run fraudulently and rig, and you are come to counteract in a press conference, and you are rub your hand them like that, and attack. That is a sign of weakness, you know. Yeah, man. You're supposed to have your hand them straight, your finger them straight, a bank on the desk, and thing like that, and go through the thing them like that. Something like that, but don't rub your hand them like that. Like that is a sign of weakness. When it's something like this, so important, what we are talking about. You understand? And the facts.
It can affect the democratic outcome of elections quite easily. So, you know, these are the sort of arguments that we impress upon donors, and we have been, you know, we get good response for the most part. So I don't have any issue really there with the fundraising side of the campaign.
Yo. Buchanan should be there. Where's Buchanan?
Yes. Good. All right. Greetings to all at the press table. President MG, this one is for you, sir.
Who is this?
I am Baba Tunde's Stargate Communications. Before I get into my questions, I would just like to start on a positive by saying there are some things that you initiated that changed the experience for the Rastafari community, especially from with the ganja experience and all. Only more than for doing it. But we must acknowledge when positive moves made. We acknowledge that. So we kick off the party. So the first question. Seeing all of what we see now, maybe some 8-9 days after the election, was the People's National Party fully prepared? I have two more. I can know if I have to pause and answer or go with the other two and then.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we didn't ultimately win the election suggests that there are areas where our preparation could have been stronger. You know, I think that what we have come to realize going through this experience is that some of the tactics that we have to manage are not normal orthodox in the book tactics, but are things that are being deployed quite effectively by our opponent, which we haven't yet, I think, mastered a methodology of responding to. So I think I would say what would you regard as the orthodox way in which campaigns are conducted and way political organization is done, we were ready. But in terms of in specific seats, which though those tactics were being deployed, our response to them was inadequate.
All right. So in your preparation going forward, it's a little bit of small advice that you don't have to pay for. Art of war must be studied. Next question for you now, President MG. The positive way forward, and there are aspects of your manifesto that are tangible and excellent. What plans are in place to not wait till 2030, but to, one, empower the people and implement where it can. Much appreciated for listening. You got those?
Yeah, I mean, in response, I think that I need to actually say something about that. Our manifesto was our series of policy proposals and programs that we had intended to roll out during the first five-year term that we were in government. Those things require being in government to be rolled out. An opposition party gets no state resources to implement plans and programs. We get a modest stipend as MPs to run a constituency office, and that's it. And then there's a CDF, which is a modest sum which hasn't been adjusted for inflation for many years now, of 20 million a year, out of which 1.5 million pays an administrator. So it's 8.5 million to be spent in a constituency with residents typically exceeding 40,000 people. So, I don't want to pretend that the opposition will be in a position to roll out things like the First in Family Scholarship or build 50,000 housing units at an affordable price for people, or to implement rent to own to enable persons who are currently excluded from the mortgage market to become owners of their own home, or indeed a disability fund to help persons with disabilities with $1 billion in it, and those sort of things. Those are things we want to do with reform government. What we will be able to do is individual MPs who have won will be able to pursue their own particular set of policies that they had brought to the people. Some of them will take time. It won't happen overnight. Resources are always an issue. And to the extent they're able to garner additional support through creative methods of fundraising and using the goodwill of people who might want to support those initiatives, that will determine how quickly they can do what they want to do. But it's going to be more on a constituency and an MP level that you'll see things happening rather than nationally, because an opposition party is not able to, or indeed expected to, implement national policies. That's for the government of the day.
Just two more, one for Anthony Hilton and one for you, Mr. Golding. Mr. Hilton, you put forward the suggestion comparing Jamaica's electoral process to that of Guyana, which has a history now of concerns about the process, whereas here in Jamaica, we had the OAS, CARICOM, as well as CAFE, all suggesting that the elections were free of harassment, free of intimidation, or any other irregularities, so far as going as to commending us in terms of our conduct here and to put forward Jamaica as a model that the Caribbean can follow. Isn't that a bit out of sorts in terms of that assessment by you in terms of irregularities? And to you, Mr. Golding, your predecessors have all offered their resignations to the wider party following an election loss. Will you not do the same, or will you simply take up your post as opposition leader going into the parliament?
Well, let me. Well, you want to go first?
You see, what them do now, I'm back them, PMP party, for them to come out, really firing, and come out and say, well then, recount have to go on, court have to involve, put on the pressure. Now, them throwing the white towel are the white flag. And now Giovanni from Nationwide, that sour little piece of, I don't know if you call him. I mock him, I mock him. You see when you ask a question and him laugh. But me reach a point now. Me not sorry for the PMP, right? Okay. Drop the ball. Drop the ball. And no, them a laugh down, shame, What kind of PMP is this? What kind of PMP is this? No, sir.
No, you know,
And let me say, I think
Yeah.
I think the aspects. I think no, I don't think what you characterize as.
You know what me say, people? What me say now? They shouldn't bother calling a press conference. If it's this, them come out, chat. Because what them do, them come out and them embarrass themselves. And when them go and look back on this video, the feedback, them go embarrass themselves. And embarrass we as the PMP supporters as well. And me alone I go say that. Me sure of that. Them embarrass themselves. One way. When me I say, boy, oh boy, oh boy. This really PMP me a year. It's really PMP. We just lost the election by fraudable means. Come out and come embarrass themselves like this. So what them come out come say? Why them bother keep this? They should just keep them mouth shut. Because me know the GLP them now, them a go wrestle, make a mockery. All them look at GLP blogger there. Or them a go mock them. Yo, we have to laugh, And we have to say bad things make laugh, brother. Say, the GLP them, bloggers them. They go take this, you go see this on TikTok, all blood clot things. Because this is an embarrassment. They may embarrass themselves more. Better them stay. And better come out, brother. You better them stay and don't bother come out. What an embarrassment. The man them call upon himself. And the day election run, and Mark Golden come out. And we see him come out and with a quiet voice and condole it. And I talk about Jamaican people speak. And the man never said nothing about the things that was going on the ground. And I come out and do a video, burn a fire upon it and say, me no know what I'm going with. And I come do another video again, just 2 days ago, and say, oh, the PMP, them so soft and quiet. A lot of people are saying the same thing too. A lot of people were saying the same damn thing too. And then would hear, because bloggers are make noise, And now them say have to come say something, but them now God. Me don't know. And then all them do it, Everybody talk about PMP in the background. I gather evidence and I gather that bullshit. Evidence. The man and web report one incident. Not one. Who am I try to fool, man? What am I deal with? Yo, me not understand this, brother. Me not understand this. I don't understand this. It's like me have a shell shock right now. This is a disgrace. This is a fucking embarrassment. Right? when you really put yourself on the back foot, right? Me I tell you, say, oh boy. And my argument, upon this, Mr. Buchanan should be there. So why them keep him out of the press conference when the Andrew Wallace seat questionable and then make it be no argument. Right? The man make it be no argument. And that me I talk about, What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on around here? I don't know. But this is serious. I'm going to see if I'm me alone, think how me think. Yeah, man, I'm going to search in it later on, relax, and see where other people are saying on this press conference. I'm going to see if I'm me alone, a fool, this rascal, a Gideon, yeah. Yeah. I want to know if it's me alone, a fool. This a Gideon. Me don't know, but I want to know. Because what me see, a lot of people must have seen the same fucking thing. You know what I mean? The man them come out, come embarrass themselves. They don't come out with one thing where we couldn't say, oh yeah, that will go on. That will go on. So what the sense? What the fucking sense? And that more to know, what the sense? Waste people time. This is like an anxiety, pressure. Yeah, man, anxiety, pressure. I don't understand, brother. I never expect this. I know a lot of people the same way. PMP supporters never accepting this fucking shit. But when me the JLP them now, the Montague will rob the vote, the Malibu, the Rhoda Carford, the Flight Green. What is the boy name again? Clarendon. What name again? Nesta Morgan, all them, for them seat, money dump, money just dump. And one person, me see win them seat by a big majority, And me don't know if it's money, but him down there, so now all about April Hamilton, him have a big base when there's something people them really come out for him. Yeah, man. But most of them buying a vote. And PMP no see it really logical to come out and talk about that. But I talk about what's happened on the ground. Nobody don't want to hear about that. We know that already. Right? If this is on a plan for a press conference, make people wait and think to come chat the all them thing here. I don't know what I deal with, brother. I can't understand what I deal with. It's a bag of joke, foolishness. Yeah, man. When you get beaten, get beaten. Me not go around the corner. You think that someone is a PMP supporter, me come sing so when me watch press conference. And what am I gonna say? What come out of this when me can say, well then, no, not to beat some rascal at fire. Because a rubbish. Completely. In my eyes and my ear. What me I see and what me I hear. And I just this of me, I go put it no further than this. Because I have to go with what my eyes see, you know. So we are look on the body language. Body language is a powerful thing, you know. You can watch a body language. You can I even know when somebody guilty, you know. Without you have to use a lie detector. Yeah, man. People body language, give them all the while. You're reading of that. And that's how my thing I come from. So my eyes, my ear, when I hear out of feed them mouth, put it together, powerful thing that. Yeah, man. So that me I deal with. Man, them too quiet. Them come out and talk quiet. Nobody no have no boldness. Everybody just sit down like them want to sleep. When them have something to talk about, important for the country and for the supporters. Supporters don't want to hear them like a cold shit, yeah, man. Nah, man. Nothing to happy about. The Morgan Heritage say, well, then, nothing to smile about. Well, this one, nothing to happy about as a PMP supporter. And the country as a whole, there are people out there that vote, but them still would agree with a party, but in a particular party. Yeah, that is human nature. You know what I mean? So when the people come out now, I one thing me say, you know, me attack what me attack, because what can really mash up this Dolly house, yeah, it have to be a revolution or a riot, but Andrew Holness done set up long time for this, you know. I know him I do. Him I read out a book. And him think I go right for him. He no right what him I do, but him I get away with it with the help of the PMP party. Yo, I want the people really read what me I say. Him I get help from the PMP party itself. No joke about it. Same so it go. Yeah, man. Same so it go. Everybody rascal, look weary, look cold, look like they want to sleep. Come on, man.
Overstatement. Notwithstanding anything that has been said by Cafe or any other organization that participated, the EU focus, and I'd urge you, and I think you have read the EU report, and if you have, then you'll see that they commented on some other aspects of it, much of which we saw in full force here in
What a big
Jamaica.
fat
The
fucking
issue
face.
that we believe
Look on this
needs
boy.
to be addressed.
You see that look on the rascal boy, Giovanni. Look at this fucking face. Eh? All him, but sometime, you know, there was some corruption, you know. He's a JLP incubator, you know, him. So, them is one-sided, them compromise, them shouldn't be there. And this is where it gone to now. Because them feel so good, so them thief election, and them win it, and them can say, well then, yeah. So Jamaica, I go down on one slippery slope, slippery road. The road that I go down there, well patty, lot of patty in it. And Jamaica people, we down there so, a who know, I go feel it. A who know, I go feel it. Yeah. Same one them we vote for the Labour, right? Same one them we in the green, I run up and down, and make nice to get free Kentucky, all them things there. Wanna get on the fucking PR ready, you know. Wait till when police start to take out on the fucking loved ones, on the siblings. Remember, you know, we were there to see, you know. Yeah, man. No for you know. Because we don't know what I work for, we don't know what I vote for, we don't know what I shout for, we just a shout. And when you can't wear a slide, do care on the kids, go eat free, out of date, bad Kentucky chicken. Right? So that's a low no go on, you know. That's a low uno gone. So low uno a go on. Same speed. And that is a disgrace. So I don't know. Me don't know what can happen. Me can't say well then at this moment in time. PMP for the next 5 years. Because PMP and Andrew Holness right now, them gonna sign this Samoa agreement. Well, it's signed already. Samoa agreement is signed already. I'm talking about the needs and the new constitution. Yeah. Because they was holding out. But to all them a give up yes or no, they must give away everything. Because if them cannot give away this, yes sir. So that already in the process. Me not see what them are going to hold out upon, you know. This is a joke. Completely. Yeah, man. I don't see what them are going to hold on upon. Kind of bad.
Address as an urgent matter is the whole issue of the advertising and promotion before and during the campaign with excessive, we believe, excessive state resources. And that aspect of it and others were specifically commented on. So my advice is that whatever the specific limitations or the concerns that the OAS or other monitoring group didn't address, the EU's report, I believe, was much broad-based and some of it very relevant to Jamaica.
If I may add something to that before the leader answers the next question. I think we've been very responsible as a party. I think we've been
responsible.
very responsible.
That put in aware.
Nationwide carried a story that Cafe said that 21% of the persons at the polling station at 5 o'clock were not allowed to vote. We could easily have created a stir with that to suggest that those persons would have voted for us and it would have changed the outcome of the elections. We didn't. We waited for good information, right? For additional information.
Only 2 days stand, man.
Where over the last 2 days, the ECG has refuted what was carried.
Yeah, but 2 days stand when it comes to election and politics.
And then since that, Cafe today in the paper is clarified that that did not actually take place. So I believe the comment that was made as well was not necessarily comparing the electoral system in the two countries, but about the report that came out of the election. So I don't know if he got to the point of saying he was comparing the two electoral systems. He was speaking to the report that came out and said that there are similarities that we have seen the same thing here. Cafe, Caricom, and other persons that came here would not have been out in the field to see that $100,000 was offered to an indoor agent not to work or offered to a cluster manager to give me the canvas of this party. They would not have seen that. They would not have seen what took place in the field. They would have been at the polling station, right? They would not have seen the night before that somebody was offered money to dip their finger in ink and therefore can't show up to the polling station. They would not have seen where we saw some persons, MPs, trying to separate people into lines as to who you are going to vote for. Totally inappropriate, right? From a high-ranking member of the Jamaican Labour Party. So the issues that we are bringing forward here are things that we have contemplated on, we've heard about, and not just anecdotal things, but things that we can say, these based on the reports that we've gotten and there's additional work to do, but there is sufficient evidence to speak to it at this point to suggest that there was indeed an attempt to suppress the votes. Remember that we did run a campaign, where the last credible poll that came out before the election had us ahead by 3 percentage points, right? Not like the one from Nationwide that said we're 13 points behind. That was totally fraudulent, right? And if you look at the outcome of the elections, it was within 1%, as in the popular vote. So it was within that margin of error. And that is after all the suppression that took place by the Labour Party and the delayed voting by the ECJ that caused persons to leave the polling station and not being able to participate.
In relation to, well, first of all, I'm not aware of any historic precedent of which you speak. There have been instances where party leaders have offered their resignation. There have been instances where they haven't, to my knowledge. I serve at the pleasure of the party, and I'm happy to continue to serve in the capacity as leader for as long as the party wants me to. And thus far, all of the MPs who have been elected, all 28, other than one who's overseas traveling, have signed a letter confirming that they have confidence in me and want me to be the leader of the opposition.
Right.
And that's where it is right now.
If I may add again, if I may just add something to that. I want for us not to mislead the public with some of the statements. There are some things that are being said in the public space that are just not true. Andrew Holness was defeated by Portia Simpson Miller in 2011. It seems persons have forgotten that. He did not resign, nor did he offer any resignation. He stayed there. He did not even make public the advisory committee report that was done, right? 10 of the 21 MPs signed a no confidence in him. He's the one that saved himself with his casting vote. I also hear persons saying that it's historic, unprecedented, this third term. When the same one complained about the PNP being in office for 18 years, and PNP has won 4 consecutive elections in Jamaica. So what is historic? It's historic for the JLP that they've won 3 elections. It's not historic for Jamaica. PJ Patterson won in 93, 97, and 2002. Why do we continue to mislead the public in this vulgar manner?
Mark, I just heard what you said. It's one thing to be endorsed by the party and have the party's confidence, but do you yourself, do you want to lead the party? And then secondly, I'd like to follow up and saying you don't really want to, as a party, enter another period of fractiousness, internecine warfare that splinters the party. I think you've been an MP since 2007.
2017.
2017, beg your pardon. You brought the party back. It seems united. You fell short. You've doubled your seats. I mean, that I think will go down in history. But do you want to lead the charge? It's all very well being endorsed. You seem to have a good support team around you. But in your heart of hearts, do you want to lead the charge going forward? And secondly, I'd say that you seem to have a deep bench, both in the lower house. What are your plans for the upper house? A lot of bright people around, a lot of people who can take positions. How do you want to lead them and how do you want to deploy it?
Well, I'm not going to comment on the composition of the Senate, which is, you'll hear more very shortly on that. In terms of my own personal aspirations, Al, I feel a continued commitment to my country, Jamaica, where I was born and where I've lived all of my life other than when I was studying abroad, and which has been very good to me, and which my parents, instilled in me a sense of service to the people of Jamaica. And I am willing to continue and plan to continue to serve my country through the political process as leader of the People's National Party, moving ahead, going forward from the significant achievements that we have managed to garner in these elections, to a victorious result next time round. And as I said, I serve at the will of the party. And so as long as the party has confidence in me to continue, I will be here.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it was informative, and have a great day.
Well. It's not really informative for me at all, and a lot of people as well. But it's what it is. So, I'm not gonna bother you say that more because we talk my bit already. And me come on angry. Yeah, man. So we'll leave it at that. Because as I'm saying, me say me I wait for this press conference, I was doing something and time catch up on me. I want me to look say, time ago. So I never have no time to make a thumbnail. But just put it on a whole thumbnail I have already set up on the computer. I already use, but it's still about Andrew Holness. So it's about the party thief. So we use that thumbnail. So I just say, just grab the live right away because I was so interested, anxious, determined to hear what them a come with. Something we can really feel good about. And boy, when me hear, I'll know. Me talk my piece already upon that, but it kind of really sad. Yeah, man. It's like a three blind mice. People look like them frightened. You call that thing them Frightened Friday. Them a talk without no boldness in them. Just a talk for talk's sake. Them don't mention nothing. In fact, them announce it. Say, well, then there's no recount. There's no court action. So once them say them things there, say, well, then the white flag wave. So we are very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. Labour Party, on the other hand, they're supposed to laughing all the way to the bank. Again, because it don't matter, it's good to have the 14 seat when they win back, It's good. But that's still not going to, because Andrew Holness thing well planned how to execute themselves through this. That's why I'm saying, something drastic after happen, whether riot, revolution start in Jamaica, or something happen to Andrew Holness when can have a step down, whether sickness, or anything, we can change. And then you might really still have somebody come and want to, because so dictator run, You're going to have somebody waiting in the line to take in place and bring on the same fuckery policy. Because them on a mission and all of them know what they want to achieve. So the same thing will happen. So to be truthful, and if them can't thief elections so in a broad daylight, we are gonna happen in the next 5 years. When you're gonna have better, intelligent, and they're gonna find better way where them can thief it and don't even show it up like this. And that me I look on. And that me I look on, Because dictator never give up. But fall upon him sword If you look at Hitler and all of them people who was dictator, Stalin, all these people, don't get it wrong. Don't get it mixed up and misstrued. No, no, no. It don't work like that. So how in God works PMP gonna come back into this? Then again, the next thing again, the one people, them can turn upon them. That's the one next part again where can really bring down Andrew Wallace. The same labor right, massive them. When things start to reach them and them really see the light, we got it happen already in a Chile, in the Philippines. So then one supporter start to turn upon them now. But a lot of things it will take for things to happen. We turn back this where this country is heading. I'm really, really, really angry about it. I'm really angry about it. It's so bad already. And Joe, let's put it in that level. And him get another 5 years. Well, him not get it. Him thief another 5 years. What gonna happen, Father God? What gonna happen? I don't know what gonna happen, but it's like, yo, I don't know what gonna happen, people. But anyway, them do them rascal thing and the press conference don't make no sense to me. But them do it, and that's all it is. But as I'm saying, I'm gonna stroll through later on and see what other people, other bloggers are saying, and what other people are saying. Cause I say my piece already. Not take but no talk. It better than never come out. Them make themselves look embarrassed. That's all it is. So we're there for a little while. So big up on yourself, each and every one we pass through. There's some big up yourself and other people we pass through. So we are 1,033 people there on the live, each and every one. Big up on yourself. Yeah, man. And I might come back later on, depends on how I feel. Because I feel cut up right now. This cut me up bad, bad, bad. So we are going to really run out of this. So we're going to leave you with a Psalms 56. Yeah, man. Big up on yourself, people. Out. Deliver me from my enemy, my God. Set me an eye from those who rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity. Save me from the bloodthirsty men. For behold, they lie and wait for my soul. The mighty gather themselves together against me, not for my disobedience, not for my sin, Lord. I have done no wrong, yet they are ready to attack me. Rise up, behold, and help me. You, Lord God of armor, the God of Israel, rouse yourself to punish the nation. Show no mercy to the wicked, traitor, sealer. They return at evening, holding like dogs, and prowl around the city. Behold, they spat with their mouth, so they are in their lips, for they say, Who art us? But you, Lord, laugh at them, you scrap of all the nation. O my strength, I wish for you, for God is my high tower. My God will go before me with his loving kindness. God will let me look at my enemy in triumph. Don't kill them, or my people may forget. Scatter them by their power, and bring them down, Lord, our shield. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let there be catch in their pride. For the curses and lie which they utter, consume them in wrath, consume them, and they will be no more. Let them know that God rules in Jacob to the ends of the earth. Selah. At evening let them return, let them howl like a dog, and go around the city. They shall wander up and down for food, and wait all night, if they ain't satisfied. But I will sing of your strength, yes, I will sing aloud of your loving kindness in the morning, for you have been my high tower, a refuge in the day of my distress. To you, my strength, I will sing praises, for God is my high tower, the God of my mercy, Selah.
on Sticky Stocky TV. If your finger is not sticky, subscribe. But if your finger sticky, do not subscribe on Sticky Stocky TV. Big up yourself, King God, straight.